Hello and welcome once again to Hour 1. As always, I'm Charlie, and this time we'll be checking out the game Don't Starve Reign of Giants on the PS4. As always, I'll be playing the first hour of the game, or as much of the game as I can get through in the first hour, and then giving my thoughts and impressions on it afterwards. With that being said, though, let's get to it. Starting the timer now, I think. That's a fun little pro tip. It'll go to the closest thing you can pick up if you just hold X. That's neat. I've seen a game do that before. Wonder if I can eat bugs. Why does it keep doing that? Waiting to be killed, waiting to be killed. I'm still not a big fan of these survival games, but I do like this one for some. The art style might be why. Yeah, I saw that one coming. The animation is quite silly and enjoyable. At least I think so. So what have we learned from last night's ordeal? Don't let light go out or you get insta-killed, basically. Or take a giant chunk of damage. And through the night we now survive. We need better food moving forward. And also maybe to save the food till morning? That makes sense, right? Waiting out the night. Part of me thinks there should be something I should be able to do at this point, but I'm not sure I have the equipment to do so just yet. That's not ominous at all. Let's follow it anyway, though. What's the worst that could happen? Not completely surprised by that turn of events, but, you know, live and let learn. Scale mail? Some cool stuff in here. Oh, shit. Yep. Should get an eye on the fire. It does seem the game wants me to establish a base camp, but at the same time, the game doesn't give me a reason to actually have a... I don't know, like it's... I'm gonna sound insane. The game obviously wants me to build up an arsenal, not an arsenal, but like a science facility, for lack of a better phrase, as well as upgrades and stuff like that. But at the same time, the game also seems to be implying I should move around more, I guess. I really can't actually tell. Like some of the other survivalist games I've played, like The Forest and stuff like that, it made some sense to establish a home base because you could really fortify it and make it your own and stuff like that. But this one I'm not totally sure. Like, you have to have the stuff to... You have to have a base to build some of the stuff, given the alchemy machines, or given the science machines and stuff. But I'm not sure I've been incentivized to stay in one place long enough to do that yet. Maybe to establish a... Maybe that's it. You establish yourself in a level, then you go on. And that was a turkey. Crow came out the screen. That's a nice touch. Kinda wish I knew what killed me at night. It'd make it more interesting for me. I know. That treated just did something weird, didn't it? I don't know anymore. Whoa! Alright, so that's an hour. You heard the alarm go off. So, Don't Starve, Reign of Giants, Giant Edition, Reign of Monsters, Beware Monsters, Monsters Are Coming to Get You Edition, whatever it's called. I'm digging it. I've historically not been a big fan of the survivalist games, whatever you want to call them, survivalist crafting, Outward Bound, Don't Die, Don't Starve, as the name implies, style games. Have always rubbed me the wrong way because I've never been adventurous enough in the game to really get to the content. I played Rust and I played some of The Forest when it was in early access. There's a video of it somewhere on the channel. I'll throw a link up to it. But because of the nature of those games, I was much more invested in kind of establishing a home base and then slowly working my way out, which, yeah, I get there's no wrong way of playing these games, but it always seems like I was missing the big fun in those ones. Like I wasn't interested in pursuing the story of the game or solving the mystery. I was invested too heavily in let's build a stronghold and just die there eventually kind of thing. And for one reason or another, I think it's actually the graphics in this case. This game's encouraged me to move around more. I'm still not totally sure what the story is, and there might not really be one aside from Don't Starve. Part of me thinks there's actually a way to win at Don't Starve. I'm probably completely wrong about that, but just based on how there seems to be a ghost I'm fighting against or something like that, that seems like a not totally impossible possibility. I don't know, though. I'm speaking as someone who's just played an hour of this game and has done no research into it. And I digress. So, something about the design aesthetics of the game. Maybe it's the art style, maybe it's the music, maybe it's the lower kind of difficulty curve to the survivalist parts of this game, has encouraged me to look around the map for stuff. It's kept me moving. Even when I did the best I was doing, which I think I got to like day 4 or 5, when I had some of the fancier equipment built, I was still moving around a bunch, which is a good thing because it's something I don't normally do. It's very important to this game because I've yet to find one area that has everything you need. For instance, when I finally could build all the science gear, I went to like an underground level, or I don't know where I was ultimately, but it had minerals and enemies to fight and better meat and stuff like that. But a real shortage on trees and bushes and plants that weren't gonna hurt your character if you tried interacting with them for the most part. But it's, I guess, building off that into what I've enjoyed most about this game, I'm really loving the art. It's fun, it's not so serious, it's not so realistic I take it too seriously. I don't get upset when I die because it's kind of funny. Like, the fact that the darkness just kind of comes and kills you because some horrifying set of eyes grabs you, it's fun. I really enjoy just the way this game looks, right down to the oscillating paper waves and stuff like that. It oozes a lot of charm in that way, and I guess building off of that is my one gripe with the game, which is the user interface is not great on the consoles. It's not bad, because it definitely works, but it takes a lot of time to getting used to, and it really feels like some double manipulation of your hands. It really feels like the pat your head and rub your stomach and then pick your nose at the same time conundrum some games that come from PC have, where it's got really two whole inventory bars. Your inventory across the bottom, and your crafting bar along the left, which is controlled by your left thumbstick, which also controls movement. And you can shift around on the inventory on the bottom, but you also can zoom into it, and that pauses the game, I think, and mess with it further. But you can't equip things as easily from it. It's really clunky in that way, I guess, which is sad, because the rest of the game's a lot of fun, and it really does have the feeling of, hotkeys would make this a hell of a lot easier, and just overall a keyboard might be a better interface for this. Don't get me wrong, it works with a controller, it just has some jank to it, unfortunately. But yeah, that's only my real complaint with the game, is the user interface isn't as great as it could be. I'm enjoying the fact that, for one reason or another, I'm not super upset when I die, even though I got farther. Ask me when I get to, day 100 or something, if I'm upset when I die in it or something like that. But I now know how to play the game better. I feel like I'm learning in this game, as opposed to just hunkering down and kind of saying, nope, we're just not doing this kind of thing anymore to get better at the game. I actually feel like I am learning the functions of the game and how it works. The game did throw a little warning at me when I logged in that the Era of Monsters, whatever it's called, version is for experienced Gone Home players. I might be running into some issues with that. I don't think I am, but then again, I found the game hard but fair, as survivalist games should be, and not broken and hard, which I found some other games out there have been. But yeah, with that being said, I cannot wait to play more of this. See if I can make it past day 5. Why is the world shaking?